Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
Welcome back to you. Break stride, sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers and other folks alike. You are listening to Midnight Ramen, the live cast. Yeah. Yeah. We're gaming. We're gaming, aren't we? I'm not doing that. So anyway, what was I doing? I was just typing stuff. Ignore that. You are listening to Midnight Run with me, Michael. I was going to say chaotic good of radio shows, but that's just... I feel like that's ingrained in my mind at this point. I hate to say it, even though it's been like way too long since I've did that. Very long. But it's a live cast, so if you want to go on to twitch.tv/MeltAlertOriginal, you can catch these streams happening live midnight Central Time, or Central US time, whatever time. Or if you don't make it to those streams, you can always watch the VOD. You can, up until the 2 weeks that it's on, because that's how Twitch works, and then it deletes itself unless if they archive it in a different way or method. I don't know how that, whatever. But if you miss that, if you miss the streams, you can also watch other stuff. I stream other stuff too. I try to game as well, but recently that hasn't really been the case. But I'll get into that later. Whatever. But if you want to watch the whole backlog of podcast episodes, that is on youtube.com. Same thing, Meltalurk Original, all one word, capitalize the M and Melty, the L in Lurk, and O in Original, and you'll find it pretty dang easy, in my opinion. If you don't find it, yuck. Something's off. Something's off, man. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to do that, you can do that. But eventually, might be on other streaming platforms. I don't know. I said that the whole year, even since the beginning of the podcast, but I haven't really gotten into actually doing it, but or even like attempted to doing it, which is not good. But what can you do? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, that's all that's really happening. But just some things going on. I don't really know. Like the last time I did try to stream stuff, I don't know what it is. So earlier today, I tried to figure out, I was thinking about upgrading my CPU just because like, I feel like I need to upgrade it. But the one that I had, the CPU that I currently have in my rig is already pretty dang decent. And honestly, it's not that my rig needs to be upgraded yet, but it's like, always look into it. But like I had just the worst time because I wasn't on and I wasn't able to check my system stuff to check into that. But eventually I was able to, once I got back home from work, I'm like, oh, I can verify what I'm actually using, because I was going to go to Micro Center and then possibly get the wrong thing, which is not the best thing to do. And but I was also going to go to Micro Center to get like a internet cable, because like, or landline cable, I don't know what because I don't know what it is, but my internet's been acting so freaking weird. It's been moody. It's always been moody for like since I came back home, but like it's been very moody. Like just at random times, at random points of the day, all of a sudden for absolutely no reason, it'll go out for like an hour or two, or just go down completely and you have to like reboot the whole system. And I don't know why that is. And it sucks that I have to do it, but like even then, like sometimes that might not be the answer, and it just might just suck for a while. I hate this. Like I hate it, and we changed everything out except for that line, and I was gonna go get that as well, but I'm like, I'm gonna check if this is just a random occurrence or something else. But I think that might be the issue, because if it's the case, I will change it out. I will, because I've had it to where like I've had streams drop solely because of that. Or even, when I'm playing an online game, like, and online gaming honestly doesn't take up as much data as like streaming Netflix. Literally streaming Netflix takes up more data than, or more bandwidth than gaming a lot of the time. Not always, but depending on what you're doing. And well, doing that on top of streaming doesn't help. But even so, it's not taking up as much bandwidth, which sucks. But what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? And it's also the beginning of December, which is getting. I think we're starting to really get into award season, but not. It's not for a while though. I haven't even heard much about like any of them like Oscar nominated or what's the it's not even the beginning of next year, but like some of the movies, like specifically movies, like the ones that are like gonna be Oscar bait and stuff like that. I don't think there are really much out, even if they got announced, or like because like around this time is when like the artsy movies are like kind of like definitely are supposed to be like, oh, this is a movie of the year. It's like, okay, why don't you release it, you know, during the year instead of like the end of it? I don't know. Oscar noms aren't usually out till January, early February. That's true. That is true. But it's a little early, but it's starting to get to that. But what I mean by that is today, January 7th, December 7th, 2023, is the Game Awards. The probably biggest night for gaming, well, in terms of like awards. It literally, the Game Awards is the title of it. And I thought, well, why don't I just date this podcast so bad that why don't I just date the podcast so bad that if you listen to this in the future, a lot of the stuff might be wrong. And some of these I hope I'm wrong, because like fucking I have no idea what some of this stuff is. So I think like tonight we're gonna be going through all of the categories, or at least the ones that I was able to find. There's an article on Game Informer that I'm using it off of. I'm just using like a dark mode version of it because like I don't want to for video watchers, I don't want you to be blind by white. But yeah. Let's go over to the browsing section. I'm gonna make my camera a little bit bigger. I feel like I'm not big enough. Well, actually, I feel like more in line with my other content. All the Bait movies were a bit spaced out this year, I think. It came out earlier than usual from Popsky99. That's true. I mean, Oppenheimer is definitely going to be I think with the SAG after the why am I blanking on the word? I should know that. I feel like with that going on, the amount of ones that you would usually be getting is quite significantly dropped. But there's still ones. There's still gonna be ones. Not obviously not as many, but yeah. But let's just start. I'm starting at the bottom just because like the very top is the game of the year, and I'm not gonna do it that way. So the first category I'm gonna be looking at, and I have zero fucking idea on what any, like some of these I'm just going in like blind. So best esports event, we have 5 nominees. We have the 2023 League of Legends World Championship, Blast.tv, Paris Major, whatever. I don't even know what that is. Probably Valorant. I don't know. Evo 2023, International Dota 2 2023 champions, and Valorant champions 2023. I think personally, just because of how many games that there are, I'm thinking Evo 2023. I feel like Valorant or League of Legends will probably take it because whatever. Dota 2, like, literally, you could, like, Dota 2 I haven't heard about in fucking years. So it's like, hearing it now, I don't know. I really don't know. My pick, I think, is going to be probably Evo, but I feel like Valorant or League of Legends is probably going to take it. I'm leaning more towards Valorant, but I think Evo is probably. I think League of Legends might take it. Just, I don't know. I think it's a tug of war between those two. I don't know about the other three won't, but I feel like Evo should, just because of my opinion. I don't know. Still big, but not really in conversation anymore. Yeah, some of these games are just like, what? I mean, they are in conversation, but I'm just like, I don't care for it. Best esports coach, Christine Potter, for Evil Geniuses and Valorant. Danny Zonic. That's a freaking awesome name, dude. Team Falcons for Counter Strike. Jordan Gunba, Graham, Florida Mayhem, Overwatch. Remy Letters. I'm not XTQZZZ. Like, how do you XTQZZZ? Like, that's not a name. You just hit letters on your keyboard. That's not a name. Shut up. Yoon Home Sung Young So. They're Korean. You could definitely tell. Not to be like weird or anything, but they are, yeah. League of Legends. I feel like Zonic because it rhymes with Sonic, and I like Sonic. So my honest pick is probably, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm literally flying in the dark here. I don't know about that one. So, yeah. Best esports team. We have Evil Geniuses, Valorant, Fnatic, Valorant, Gaiman Gladiators, Dota 2. That's a sick name, but like Dota 2, it's like, no offense, but I feel like that's Dota 2's fallen off the map. JD Gaming, League of Legends, and Team Vitality, Counter Strike. I think Vitality might get it, but I like the naming convention of Evil Geniuses just because, I don't know. I just like it. It's funny. And Valorant, like, I've heard of Fnatic, which I think, if not Vitality, I think it's probably going to be them, but like Evil Geniuses, yeah. I don't know. But it's not going to be, it's not going to be Dota 2 or League of Legends. I'm sorry. Best esports athlete, Lee Faker. I'm only going to say the first name because last names I'm horrible with. And looking at these lists of names, I'm not trying. Lee Faker, League of Legends. Matthew. That is a weird way of spelling Matthew. ZYW capital O lowercase o. CSGO. Max Demon 1. Valorant. Okay, that's a sick name. Demon 1. Paco Hydra. Oh, Call of Duty. Faker's the only one I've heard of too. I haven't heard of any. I think I've heard of Hydra and maybe Demon 1. Maybe. Park Ruler, League of Legends, and Philip Imperial Hal, Apex Legends. Apex Legends. Whenever I see Apex Legends, I'm gonna just say Apex because it's a reflex, a funny reflex. I want to say Hydra just because I feel like I've heard of that name before, and Demon 1. But any of these, I don't know, man. I want to say Hydra because it's something different than CSGO and Valorant and League of Legends, for God's sakes. And it's cool to see an Apex Legends in here, player in here too, which, like, Apex Legends is more like a team. More team comp than anything else. Like in comparison to other ones? Like, yeah, you can go solo, but like, uh, that's a huge risk. You drop it on the wrong place and you're dead. You don't know what you're doing? Yeah, you're done. Best esports game. You have Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, PUBG, and Valorant. No, not PUBG. No, not League of Legends. No. I'm feeling Counter-Strike 2 or Valorant. Both of them are the same game, basically, but I feel like because of the newness of Counter-Strike 2, I think that's what they're going to favor it for. So, in my opinion, I think it's going to be Counter-Strike 2. If not, it's probably going to be Valorant. Sorry to Dota 2, PUBG, and League of Legends. Like, I don't know. Content Creator of the Year. We have Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Quackity, Spreen, and Cypher PK. I've heard of maybe 3 of these people, but even so, like, I haven't watched content of any of these people. I think maybe Quackity, but other than that, I don't know. I just because I feel like I've seen content from Quackity, probably Quackity, but other than that, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Most anticipated game. Just looking at the list immediately, I know it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because that's going to be the most popular pick, and that's probably that. I think that game got announced during Summer of Games this year, and it's Final Fantasy VII. People are going to lose their fucking shit over that one. Like, pardon my language, people are going to nut over that one, even though it's a remake. It's going to be a good remake. I give it that, but it's a remake. Like if I was a Yakuza or Like a Dragon fan, I would definitely be into Infinite Wealth, I guess. I know I have a buddy that is super deep into that, but personally, I'm not. And then Star Wars Outlaws, no. Like, I heard a little bit about it. I don't know about it, Chief. And Tekken 8, nah. I don't. Hades 2 is going to be my pick. That's what I'm basically leaning for. It's probably going to be Final Fantasy, but my opinion or my take is that I want Hades 2 to get it, but it's not going to win. It's not going to win just because. Oh, we're going into best adaptation. But yeah, and like with Hades 2, like nothing has really been said about it. So yeah. Best adaptation. So basically shows and movies of games. And the only so we have Castlevania Nocturne, which really isn't an adaptation, but it is, but it isn't, but it is. Because it is based off of the game, but it's like very loosely. And even then, it's not. Like, even the original Castlevania series didn't really, like, the story is not of any of the games. And I haven't watched Nocturne, and I really like the series, and I like the animation style and what they do with it, but I have not watched Nocturne. I'm sorry. We got Gran Turismo. Hey, did you know Gran Turismo is a true story? Did you know? Hey, did you know Gran Turismo is a true story about a regular gamer guy that played a video game and then became a real life F1 Formula 1 racer? Did you know that? Did you know? It's true. I hope it doesn't win. Last of Us. I feel like that one's going to get it. I feel like that one might get it. If not, it's going to be the Super Mario Brothers movie. Twisted Metal also was in there, but I've heard, I haven't watched it, and I've heard okay things about it, but it hasn't gotten as much press as either Last of Us 2 or the Mario movie. Gran Turismo's got like the third one, but that's just it being annoying because of Sony PlayStation just cramming it down people's throats that, hey, it's a true story, you gotta see this. It's not gonna win. Best multiplayer game presented by Discord. So basically, games that you can play over or like with voice chat over Discord. Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Mario Brothers Wonder. Uh so I'm gonna go like I'm already gonna say my opinion. Right now. I feel like this year is definitely gonna be a sweep for Baldur's Gate 3. Diablo 4 is it's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Get out of here. Like if you watch my Mountain Dew review on this, like I do not favor that game. I have very bad opinions about it. And I think the rest of the community that likes the game or likes the game uh, doesn't have great things to say about it. Not at all. Like you have like big content creators like Asmongold like shitting on the game like almost constantly, and they play it quite frequently. Like that's not good. Um, I feel like out of these, but getting back to on topic, best Discord game, I want to say Baldur's Gate 3 here, but I feel like because it's a party game aspect, it's going to be Party Animals. Just because you like it's one of those it's literally a party game. You go on Discord and you want to hang out with friends. You want to hang out with a lot of friends, you play Party Animals. That's what you do. It's easy. And then he's like, "Oh, you can make a private lobby and stuff like that." So, it's perfect for that sort of thing. It's like if you put Jackbox in there, it's the same thing, same horse. Like, yeah, there are a lot better games here, but it's perfect. It's perfect for the category. Best racing game, I don't freaking know. I'm personally going to say Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged because it's Hot Wheels. It's not going to win. I doubt it. I don't know about any of the other ones. Maybe Forza Motorsport. I don't know. It's technically a party game. I mean, the Popsky99 said, couldn't you say Baldur's Gate is also technically a party game? Get it? Because you have a party with. You do have a point. Because you do have a party. But I mean, like, quick sessions, like, oh, if someone has to drop out immediately, like, if you're playing Baldur's Gate and you're in combat and someone has to take a pee or a phone call, you're going to be in there for a while. You're going to be sitting there waiting to do things. And even with combat too, it's like it's slow. I mean, it's Dungeons and Dragons. It's probably the fastest, most efficient way to play D&D. But again, it's like quick games. You can go in, do a round or two of Party Animals well before you can get anything done in Baldur's Gate 3. I guess like all these games are, I would say in some aspect better than Party Animals, except for Diablo 4. But just because it's a playing over Discord, I feel like that's what's going to happen. Racing game, fucking don't know. Hot Wheels, just because it's funny. Best sim / strategy game, we have Advanced Wars 1 and 2 reboot, or just a remaster. City Skylines 2. I've heard okay things about it. I can't really, I don't know. Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. I hope Pikmin 4 gets it. Pikmin 4! It puts the creator Pikmin 4 to rest. Because of Pikmin 4. The game actually come out. The fabled myth and legend of Pikmin 4. I hope it gets it. Best family game. Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Sonic Superstars, and Mario Brothers Wonder. I would initially, just reading it off the bat, I thought, oh, Disney's gonna win. And then as I kept reading, like Party Animals, like you can get rowdy. Like if you got older kids, that's probably what you're gonna want. Because like, hey, they're competent in their playing ability. You're kind of on a more even playing field. But if you're playing like 6, 7, 8-year-olds, like that's a horrible, horrible way of like a horrible meter. Pikmin 4, like again, if you don't know how to play Pikmin, a strategy game, you're kind of You're kind of down the river without a paddle. Mario Super, and then Mario Superstars and Mario Wonder. I think Mario Wonder's gonna win it just because it's fun. It's like very kooky and it's got weird, funny antics and a lot of ways of hand holding. So I think that's what's probably gonna win, just solely because and the way that Nintendo does things. No shit, they're gonna win this one. Because like Mario won't win in other categories this year. That's true. Best fighting game, God of Rock. Oh, I think I've heard of that one. Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl 2. What the fuck are you doing here? Pocket Bravery and Street Fighter 6. I feel I want to say I've heard of God of Rock and Pocket Bravery before. Sorry, I don't think I have, and I feel like they might be games I might want to play. I don't know. But I feel like what's going to win is Mortal Kombat 1. Out of all of these, either Mortal Kombat 1 or Street Fighter 6. I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 just because of the brutalities and all that other stuff and how flashy and whatever it can be. But Street Fighter 6 is probably the most accessible Street Fighter of the franchise, other than like what, 2? Like since Turbo, or even 4. Like even then, like, I don't know. I heard 4 was a pretty good or something. I don't know. But I feel like Mortal Kombat 1's gonna do it. Yeah, crap. Best RPG. I'm just gonna say the ones that aren't gonna win. Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, which I've heard is good, and Starfield. The winner is gonna be Baldur's Gate 3. Sorry. You've lost. Oh, just by it being in the category, it lost. Best action adventure game. We have Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. We have 2 games technically that are owned by Disney and are being made by Sony. That's nuts. That's nuts. 2 games that are made by Sony that are owned by Disney. And technically, pretty much all of this is like all of the category except for Tears of the Kingdom are like PlayStation like first games when you think about it. Because like Alan Wake 2, I'm pretty sure is more of a PlayStation game. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is a PlayStation exclusive. Resident Evil 4, again, another PlayStation exclusive. Well, not exclusive, but like preferred. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, again, you can get it. I feel like you can get it on other consoles, but again, but this is a tough category actually, because it's pretty stacked. It's pretty stacked. Maybe Alan Wake 2. Oh man, this is hard. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is great. Oh man, like it could be any of these. You can make it's literally picking in the dark in this one. Like I cannot pick. Like it's like picking your favorite child between 2 children, but now all of a sudden there's 5 of them. Oh, it's like the trolley situation, but whatever one you don't pick, it's gonna kill the rest. Oh fuck, I don't know. I feel like if I were to pick one that would stay around, maybe Jedi Survivor, but like Alan Wake 2 has been in the pipeline for years, so maybe that. Ugh. I don't know. It's not a clear winner. Honestly, in my opinion, there's not a clear winner for that. Best action game, we got Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. As much as I want to say Dead Island 2 is a good game, man, no, it isn't. I haven't really heard or really seen anything about Ghost Runner 2. I don't know if you can really classify Hi-Fi Rush as an action game. It's more of a rhythm game, right? I don't know. Remnant, but I still want to play the game. I haven't played it yet. Uh, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, From Software game. I feel like it probably should win. I don't know, but I feel like there's not enough content in the game, or I don't know. But Remnant 2, I've heard good things. I've heard good things about Remnant 2. So I'm going to say maybe Remnant 2, maybe Armored Core. I don't think any of these are any of like Dead Island, Ghost Runner, or Hi-Fi are gonna win it. It'd be surprised if any of them do, but I don't know. Best VR/AR game. We got Gran Turismo 7. Hey, did you know Gran Turismo the movie is based on a true story? Did you know? Did you know that? Did you know? Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Resident Evil Village, VR mode. That's gonna win. And Synapse. Oh well, Synapse too. Oh, Synapse is a good one. I've heard. It's either gonna be Synapse or Resident Evil Village. I'm leaning probably more towards Resident Evil Village, but Synapse is probably gonna. I feel like it might be Synapse. Best mobile game, you got Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, Honkai Star Rail, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. I don't know about Terra Nil, but I feel like I've heard about it. Heard it's okay. I want Hello Kitty Island Adventure to win, personally. But maybe a Monster. Man, I feel like maybe Final Fantasy VII is probably going to win it just because they like it. Ooh, best debut indie game. So these are controversy. I think about. Oh wait, Dave the Diver. Oh my God, Dave the Diver did make it in. What the fuck? What the fuck? Did they just add that in late? Hey, did they add? Oh, this can't be true. What the hell? When did Dave the Diver get put in independent game? What the hell's going on here? Oh, it's probably because of like. So there was a controversy about like Dave. I think it was Dave the Diver didn't make it in because of the size of the studio, because it was like the studio was like part of a company that was owned by another company or big company, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it was something of that sort. So best debut indie game, we got Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder. I feel like it might be going to Dredge or Pizza Tower. I feel like Pizza Tower would be the most based one. Viewfinder is very artsy, but there's not a lot of content there, or there's not a lot of things to do with it. Or like playtime, there's not a lot. It's very beautiful and a good, more or less, I feel like proof of concept, if anything else. Dredge, really, I've heard good things. I haven't played it, but I've heard a lot of good things. I don't know Vemba. I know. Feel like I know Cocoon, but at the same time, I also don't know Cocoon. I feel like it's gonna be between Dredge and Pizza Tower, and I feel like Dredge is gonna win. Best independent game, kind of similar situation here. We got Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, City of Stars, and Viewfinder. It's probably gonna be Dave the Diver. But I want to say City of Stars or Sea of Stars. If not, it's probably going to be Dave the Diver, Dredge, City of Stars, Viewfinder, then Cocoon. In that order, if, possibility. Best community support. Oh, man, this. We got Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, No Man's Sky. All of these in Baldur's Gate 3. See, all of these except for one makes sense. All of these except for one make sense. Destiny 2. Cuz like when the Game Awards or the nominees were announced, I think same day like Destiny or like a Bungie like released a whole, like, fired a bunch of people and all this other stuff, and like just bogged the game and stuff like that. It was not a good day for Bungie, and it's kind of crazy that they kind of like screw the community over too, when it happened as well. So yeah, I don't know why Destiny 2 is on here, and just like how underwhelming it is right now. Even as people, oh yeah, and they delayed the final. I can't remember what the thing's called. The final something. I don't know what it's called. The final song speech. Oh, I don't know what it's called. It'll be the final. Does that reflect community support in the game? Yeah, throughout this year. I feel like I want to say Cyberpunk 2077, but I'm gonna say Baldur's Gate 3 because there's a speed running community for the like sex any percent, and they cut out the main the fastest speed run that you can get with Lizelle or through Lizelle, and same day, same they like raised the thing or the values that you have to get to make Lizelle interested in you to, do the dirty. But then people are like, no, that ruins the any percent sex run. And so they're like, okay, we'll just not do it then. And they did it same day. They reverted it back that same day, which is crazy. So that's what I have to say. Best ongoing game. We have Ape Sex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. I feel like, honest opinion, it's going to be Fortnite. I know it's going to be Fortnite. Cyberpunk 2077 did a lot of good work this year. Final Fantasy 14 has been consistent. They've been doing a lot of good stuff too, but I feel like the powerhouse of Fortnite is just too much. Just way too much. So I feel like Fortnite's going to win this hand over fist. Like Apex Legends, like they really haven't done a whole lot this year, from what I've heard. So I can't really say anything. Genshin Impact, they've gouged your wallet up more. I don't know. Games for Impact, Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sinar, or Chance of Sinar, Goodbye Volcano High, Chia, Terra Nil, and Venba. The only game I really know of these is Chance of Sinar. So I'm personally am gonna say Chance of Sinar, although this is a good games. I don't doubt good games. I just literally only know Chance of Sinar and know what the game actually is. Like, I feel like I've heard of Terranil and Venba, but I don't know. This is the first time I've seen Chia, Goodbye Volcano High, and A Space for the Unbound. Like, sorry, I just haven't seen them. No offense. Then innovation of, but so that's I'm gonna say Chance of Sinar here. Innovation and accessibility. We have Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6. So it'd be, I don't know about Mortal Kombat 1, but I feel like Street Fighter 6 has that over Mortal Kombat 1, is that it's the most accessible Street Fighter in years. Like, even like there's like a campaign mode that you can like customize your moves and stuff like that with like different characters and cool stuff. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Marvel Spider-Man 2, I mean, it improved over the last game. Hi-Fi Rush, the dude literally has a metal arm. I hope they have good controls and accessibility for, people that, can't play video games like you and I, or like the normal person with two hands and all fingers and whatnot. But I feel like it's probably gotta be. for like disabled gamers. I think if it's specifically for disabled gamers, I want to say Hi-Fi Rush, but I don't know because that would make sense because the main protagonist is, literally handicapped or has his arm taken off. I mean, he willingly gets his arm replaced, but even so, I feel like Street Fighter 6 should. Marvel Spider-Man 2 innovated from the past game. If it's innovating from past games, then it's going to be Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Best performance. We got Ben Starr as Clyde Rosenfield in Final Fantasy 16. We got Cameron as Cal Kestis in Jedi Survivor. Idris Elba as Solomon Reed in Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. We got Saga Anderson in Alan Wake 2. We got Neil Newborn as Asterion in Baldur's Gate 3. And Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2. Oh man, this is a tough one. Sorry to Ben Starr. I don't know about your game. These are all good. These are all good performances. I feel like Asterion might win it, but like I feel like the edge of Baldur's Gate and how over the top he went for it, I feel like Neil's gonna win with Asterion, just because of how over the top he went with and how variety of whatever. I feel like that's what's gonna get him to win, but I don't know. All of these games are like powerhouses in that regards, but we'll see. Best audio design: Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. I want to say Hi-Fi Rush because it's literally an audio game. It's an audio game. I would fucking hope an audio game would win this. But they're probably going to give it to, Resident Evil 4 and Alan Wake 2. If they give it to Spider-Man or Dead Space, well, Dead Space I can see. But if they give it to Spider-Man 2, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. We're getting close to the top. How many more do we got? Oh, we got like 4, 5. It'll be quick. Best score in music: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like, oh man, I want to say Tears of the Kingdom might get it. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 also is pretty good too. I don't doubt that all of these have like incredible composition. Like literally Hi-Fi Rush, you have Alan Wake 2, you have all of these have like ungodly, like they probably put way too much work into their music. I feel just because Nintendo, I feel like Nintendo might get it. Or Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom might get it. Probably Baldur's Gate 3. I'm going to say Hi-Fi Rush, Alan Wake 2, then Final Fantasy, in that order of like possibility. Best art direction: we got Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi. Okay, art direction. We got Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Liza P, Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I'd say Tears of the Kingdom probably. Alan Wake 2 is pretty good. I probably Alan Wake 2. Let's go Alan Wake 2. It needs a win. I feel like it's probably going to get that. Best narrative: Baldur's Gate 3. Sorry. This is the clear winner. Clear winner there. Alan Wake 2, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I'm not saying when I'm saying easy win for Baldur's Gate, like if it doesn't win best narrative and like an obvious category that it should win, not to say that it shouldn't, but like if it doesn't, what the fuck? like pardon my language here, but like if it doesn't, what the hell's going on? Uh, best game direction, we got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, or Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Baldur's Gate 3. If not direction, I think maybe Spider-Man 2. See, it's going to be probably the top three. The Spider-Man, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, or Alan Wake. Yeah. And Game of the Year, we got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I realize I'd like to take a second because all of these games that are nominated for Game of the Year are all sequels. All of them. Every single one of them. Including Mario Brothers Wonder, because we are counting that because it's a continuation of a series that has been done before. Like a lot of times. So like if you say, ooh, new Super Mario Brothers, it's not new. We know what's going on. It's just not, it's 2D Mario. We know that. We've done this. We've been here. We've done exactly this with this exact character. So all of these are sequels. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win. My opinion. If not, it's probably going to be Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom. It's good. I feel like Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man and Alan Wake are on the same level. So like either one. Super Mario Wonder, then Resident Evil 4. I question as to why Resident Evil 4 is on here since it's a remake. Like a dead ass remake. Like a dead ass remake. And this isn't the first time that it's been redone. Or like remastered. Because like the one for the Wii is technically a remaster. Technically. It isn't, but it is. So I hope Baldur's Gate. If Baldur's Gate 3 wins, I feel like a lot of people are going to lose their shit. I mean, whether you like it or not, it should. It should, in my opinion. But yeah, those are my takes. Those are my big takes. I think. I feel like that's how it's going to be. But you know what? It's all like, I've got a long time on this. Let's get into the freaking magic pack opening. God damn. Hold on, I need to actually get a lighting. It's like 0 out. It's not going to be good. We're just going to work with it. So you know how we're doing. We got 4 packs of set booster Ixalons. We got our D4. We're going to roll it until we see how many packs we open. We got a 2. We got a 1, 3. So we're opening 3 packs. And I got a D20 to see if I'm going to open up a collector booster. So I got a 10. No, not going to happen. Not with that one. 15. I feel like with advantage that works. I'm going to do it one more time. 5. All of those together make a 20. So logically, I think, I'm going to do 2 of these. I'm going to do these 2. Because I need to spread my packs out. And I'm going to take a collector booster. And throw it in the mix. So yeah. I haven't really noticed it. So apparently, if I get the Wayfarer's Bauble in this, and I don't know if it's in like the regular set, but the art in Wayfarer's Bauble, the background is actually stolen from a different artist, and the person that made the art for the card admitted that, yeah, I stole it, and was promptly fired. So that's pretty funny. I mean, that's what you get when you mess around and find out, I'm going to take the light off. It's not working. So we got Zoe Justice. We got Malmet Brawler. Iron Paw Aspirant. We got an envoy of the Cat Clan. I don't know. Relic's Roar, Rampaging Spiketail, a Promising Vein. We got the Token. We got the Unlucky Drop. Yeah, that's blue. Then oh man, we got Ridgeline. We got a land. We got the Restless Ridgeline. Behind that, we got mid cards. That sucks. We open up some Magic the Gathering. That was not a good pack. Although a land, a Gruul land, a red and green land is not bad. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. But that was an L pack. Whoop, flip. Pack 2. We got Idol of the Deep King, Wink, Diamond Pickaxe, Careening Minecart, Volatile Fault, Panicked Altasaur, Soaring Sandwing, Armored Kingcrawler, Cavern Stomper, another Promising Vein, a similar token again. What the fuck? Glorifier of Suffering for the foil. And then another land. What the heck? Restless Anchorage. Okay. And behind that, Ravenous Tyrannosaurus. That's a good one. It's the Jurassic Park card, and it's a rare. And this was actually, I think it's a good one. It's got Devour 3. Fiddle Focus. Hello, Focus. Hocus Pocus. Hello. Focus. Hello. There it is. It's got Devour 3. As this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. This creature enters the battlefield with... Man, I gotta read it from the side. With 3 times that many +1/+1 counters for each of those creatures. When it attacks, it deals damage equal to its power to up to one other target creature. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. So it's a pretty good card. I know where it's going. I know exactly where it's going. So that's a good pack. A very good pack. Right there. And now we're going on to the collector booster, which has a lot of foils, and hopefully this pack will have some good ones. The premium pack. I don't even have to do a neato pack trick, which is crazy. Focus. We got an Adaptive Gem Guard, Child of the Volcano, something behind it that he couldn't find. Unlucky Drop, Idol of the Deep King, Curator of Sun's Creation, Nikazil, Current Conductor, Spyglass Siren, Montaña, Full Art Foil Montaña. Behind it we got Bartolome de... I'm not even going to try the name. It's a Spanish vampire name. And then we got Breaches. And then behind that we got Deeproot Pilgrimage. What's this? Ooh. Not yet. We got a Bronzeback Forager. I skipped a couple cards. That's actually a good card. It enters the battlefield for each opponent, exile up to one target non-land permanent that player controls until it leaves the battlefield, and then you can pay the mana cost of that card in a white to exile that card for good and get life based on and you gain X life depending on what you spent or whatever, which is very good. You can get rid of a lot of threats. And then her name, whatever, yeah. Hot Vampire Lady. Ooh. This was like oohing about. Grim Gigantosaurus is another another Jurassic Park card, and this is really good. It has 10 and a black green monstrosity 10. This ability costs one less to activate for each creature with power 4 or greater your opponent's control. When it becomes monstrous, destroy all artifacts and creatures other than it. So that's pretty nuts. And what is fucking this? Oh, Kellen. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Cool art. Lame dude. Cool art, cool foil, lame dude. But the Grim, but this card, Grim, whatever, Saurus, uh, uh, Gigantosaurus, that's good. I feel like I should check the pricing on that. I feel like I should. We spent enough time on just the gaming thing and this alone that like that's literally the whole episode basically. I mean, to break the normal stuff and the monotony of like a usual episode, I feel like that's good, but I haven't done one of these in like a long time. I don't think since like the OGL happened with D&D. I don't think I've really done something like that in a long time, so that's crazy. Breaking the monotony of it. But no, I want to go into like before we, wrap things up. I do want to check the pricing on that card because like that's crazy. That is very crazy. So it was Ravenous. I can't spell. Tyrannosaurus. It's a Ravenous Tyrannosaurus. Wow. That is a $30 card. And we're looking at Card Kingdom prices. That is pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. And the colors on the casting cost look funky because I have like I'm using Opera GX and like when it has like an auto dark mode because especially when we're going over the nominations, I'm like, I don't really want to blind people. And yeah. So it's like that's a $30 card. And the base price is around like 25. I want to say right now, which is pretty dang good. You should read books. Like you have a comic book or something like that. I don't like reading books. Although I do like acting. And then Grim Gigantosaurus. I worded that wrong. That's right. Like books out loud online that are not dumb and you should read one. Yeah, Orchidiki. I see where you're coming from. Grim Gigantosaurus is actually a lot less. $5 for it, but if I switch it to foil, it's $11. So I did win. Oh, if I got the Indominus. Imagine if I got the Indominus Rex. Holy schmoly. But actually the Tyrannosaurus is probably the best one to get. I'm just looking at the cards and the foil versions of the ones. And a lot of the Universes Beyond Jurassic World collection of the ones that I'm looking at literally on screen, the Ravenous Tyrannosaurus as a foil is the most expensive, which is crazy. Also, one problem that I've always had in the Jurassic Park series is that Henry Wu faces none of the consequences of his actions. Like none. He always gets the fuck away with it. And even when it goes from like Jurassic Park into, Jurassic World, nobody seems to question that the guy that worked on it originally is somehow here again. And it's like, guys, I feel like something bad's going to happen because he was here last time. And, a lot of people died because of his actions. But, whatever. Hot take in the Jurassic Park movies. Although the actor is pretty good, so like I'm not gonna fight that. I'm not gonna say anything about that. I have nothing to say there. But Yeah. Oh. Oh man. Arcady says my fiance has Lego for like 3,000, so that our so that's our savings at the moment. $3,000. That's pretty good. Well, for Legos, so the thing is, when I was working at the radio station, that's actually a funny story that you mentioned that. When I was working at the radio station, we ran a story. I mean, a small story, but we ran a story that like keeping certain Lego collections is honestly a better investment than gold. Like Lego is like keeps more value than gold. I can't remember what study looked at it. I think it was a Russian study, or I can't remember where it was done, but I think it was like a university in like Russia or something like that, or just an some econ or something. I feel like it was a Russian one because like I it sounded right, because it's been a while since I've thought about that story, but like even though we ran it, like I keep that in the back of my mind. It's like if I see a Lego set that I know that like, hey, this is a good set, but like I don't know if it's gonna be around a lot. I would definitely go buy it. I like one of the things that I have for Lego is like the Infinity Gauntlet, like the collector's a thing, but I don't think that's gonna retain a whole lot of value in the future. But you never know. I do have like a golden like Funko Pop Deadpool thing from like what's it, from Black Friday 2019, that the guy at at the Walmart said like, hey, you should get this, it's gonna be worth more in the future. I bought it then and there because like it was the gold one, because gold is good, color wise. And that thing, I bought it for like maybe $20. Maybe that thing is worth like triple, like quadruple today in the box. Like it doesn't have to be great. It in the box it's like over quadruple, like triple quadruple, which is crazy. Pop99 says, how much money would you spend or say you've spent on Magic cards lifetime? I am at liberty not to say how much. I am not going to go on that statement any further than I would like to. And with that, I think we'll end the episode here. So you've been listening to Midnight Ramen with me, Michael. I hope y'all are doing good. If you want to watch this happen live, you can go to twitch.tv/Meltlyric Original, all one word. But if you miss this, it happens at midnight central, like Midwest Central Time. But if you can't make it, you can always watch the VOD. Or you can watch some of my other streams. I do other streams too. Catch those if you can. When I do them. When and but if you miss the window of watching it within the 2-week period that it's up on Twitch, you can go to my YouTube channel. I have all the episodes on there from the beginning to end. I mean, they're edited a little bit. Yeah, you can do that. You can go on there and just watch it on there. Yeah. On my YouTube channel, same thing. Melt to Lyric Original, all one word, capitalized the M and melted, the L and lyric and O and original. I'm saying that really fast because I've said that 1,000 times. And if if you're gonna watch the episodes again and again and again, you'll know. You'll basically have this in your brain worse than I do. Mm-hmm. And yeah. And eventually it'll be on other streaming platforms if I get the chance to even think about doing that. I just haven't thought about doing it. It happens. But yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. I have to say, it was definitely. Oh wait, no. I'm not done. Thank you for greatness for the use of the song. Used to it off of the album The Call. Yeah, I don't think I was. I think they were doing. Yeah, they are recording new stuff. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting on new stuff to be released. I think they did a show not too long ago up in the Fargo Moorhead area, but like I wasn't able to go because like I was working, and also that's pretty far away. And also no, I'm not driving Like, I'm sorry, I'm not driving 4.5 hours to there just for a show and then going back home or whatever the next day just to work. Ugh. Yuck. Or go to church. I don't know. That's not me. But, I'm still waiting for their music to come out. New music. But now that's out of the way. Thank you for listening, watching, doing what you do, and that's all that other stuff. Yeah. Now we're at the end. But as I'm looking at the clock, it's not midnight here anymore. It's a couple minutes afterwards. But it's midnight somewhere else. But until it becomes midnight here once again, I'll see you around next time. But until then, I had to move my hand because the mic was in the way. I'm like, I gotta wave. But until then, bye-bye.
Used to it.